All right, so today what I'm working on is I've got the expansion chamber here for my 1994 KX80 Big Wheel. And what I want to do is I want to strip off the factory high temp paint on it and just give it that the factory look, I guess they call it. You know, not the nickel plating like on my FMF over here on the CR, but just that brushed steel factory look to it. I get it. You put high temp paint on it to keep it from rusting, but I'm pretty anal with my stuff, and I think it'll look a lot better with what I got going on over here. Rebuilding this for my daughter. So that black just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. So one of my first try is an aircraft stripper, aircraft remover, paint remover on here. I've used this before on the frame for that bike, and it was kind of a mess. Well, heck, it was a mess. But I had to go to the sandpaper and wire wheel route. And then this frame over here, I just did nothing but a wire wheel and sandpaper to it. But I want to try the stripper on here first, just because I don't want to have a whole bunch of scratches and stuff in it. So when it's just the metal, you know, it'll look pretty decent. And if it doesn't work, then we'll get out the wire wheel and the sandpaper. So let's get rolling. All right, so I've taken my aircraft remover. I let it sit for, it's been about an hour and a half now because I had to run some errands. But you can already see I've done a little bit of scraping on it, but it worked pretty good. I mean, it's stuff's coming right off. So maybe another coating. I'm in no rush to get this done, so I'm alright with letting it do this thing like this, because it's not going to be too bad. Obviously, if I was in a rush, I'd probably just go straight to hitting it up with the wire wheel, but so far it seems to work pretty good. Like I said, I use this on the frame. It worked good, worked okay, but it's just messy. You know, a lot of tight turns and nooks and crannies in there, and this will be pretty straightforward. So I'm going to let this stuff sit on here, and then we'll come back to it. All right, so here we go. That's after my first coat, the whole thing. Just did some scraping with the knife, so it's looking pretty good. We'll get back to it, but see, we're starting to get to that nice shiny look to it here, right in there. So we'll get this cleaned up. I'll probably hit it up one more time, and then we'll go from there. Totally forgot I got to get this piece here that goes onto the muffler too. So I'll hit that up and we'll get that rolling, and then we'll see how it comes out. So here are the final results of the process I went through. After I got done using my aircraft stripper, which I showed you earlier, I hit it up with 2 passes with my brass brush here. Boy, I'm having a heck of a time talking today. Put it in my grinder here. I have a die grinder. I don't have enough air of my little compressor, so I bought this electric die grinder. I actually use it for paint removal and stuff like that, getting into tight places. But don't have a big enough bench for a bench grinder, so this is my little hack. But put the wheel on there, got plenty of room to get at it. Got plenty of space to maneuver around, so it actually works really, really well. I also have a variable speed transformer to go with it. We're here underneath my coffee. which I use to adjust that way you're not blowing the sanding discs off it and stuff like that. But got both of these are Harbor Freight, and boy, that other cat's meow. So after I went over 2 passes with the brass bristled brush, I moved over to the buffing wheel. Once again, just a cheapy kit I picked up. Hit it up with the white, put the smallest wheel on, fired up the buffer, and went to town, did 2 passes once again, and this was the end results. I was pretty chuffed with the way she came out. You know, also did the muffler. That came out really nice. Stripped the paint off it. Same deal. I did like 3 coats on here of the aircraft stripper, the same as I did up here on the pipe. And took the black off and then hit it up with the brass bristle brush. And then hit it up with 2 passes on the buffing wheel here with the white compound. I was toying with maybe giving it the factory look, like they say. You can take your propane torch or oxyacetylene, hit the seams up here, gives it that cool like rainbow effect to it. I still may, just to put a little bling on it, but this is just for a 1994 KX80 Big Wheel. I'm working on getting back into shape. It's just going to be a spare bike to have around. For somebody to learn how to ride, and I didn't want somebody out there bashing up my new $240 Pro Circuit pipe, but the black pipe hanging off the side was just an eyesore. I have plenty of time on my hands, so if you were to do all this back to back, you could probably knock this out in about maybe 3.5 to 4 hours using the chemical stripper like I did. I'm sure you could take it out and get it sandblasted or something like that, but I've got plenty of time. So I just wanted to try the least invasive method for me to get it done. I do have a sandblaster, but I didn't feel like dragging it out. So I've done enough sandblasting here lately, working on motorcycle frames and stuff. Just wanted to try the easy route, put the stripper on, sit back, have a beer, let it sit on there for about 30 minutes, watch me some Whiskey Throttle show up here on the TV, and then come back to it. So, end result speaks pretty good. Got the muffler now to do next, the outside. Just needs a little bit of cleaning, that's all. It's going to get filthy, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about the pipe getting filthy either. But just looks better. You know, if it looks better, people want to ride it. Heck, I want to ride it. But the last thing I got to do is just hit this up with a coat of oil, keep it clean, then just maintain it like you would you know, the factory, they have the factory pipes from Pro Circuit at MF and FMF that have this raw finish. So every time you get done riding, you just, you know, I always clean my bikes off, hit it up with a little WD-40 and be all set. I mean, even now, I just took this for a hot lap yesterday, so I'm in trouble for not saying what I do. But when she gets a bath tomorrow, it's raining out pretty good. I always, you know, wipe everything down and hit it up with a coat of WD-40 on the engine and on the exhaust. Even with the nickel-plated ones, you still need to do it because it will rust. So, hope you enjoyed it.